Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So literally, the conversation will go wherever it goes.
Nice. Alrighty.
We'll drive wherever we drive. Normally, the point was like, because I'm always on the road anyway, I was like, oh, do you want a mint?
I wouldn't mind a mint.
Not that the public smell your breath, but I don't know. I like to just chew on something when I'm driving.
Right.
Yeah, normally I was like, oh yeah, you know, I could just like chat to people while I'm doing errands. A good way to sort of like, instead of beers and bants the way I used to do it.
Yeah.
This is just like, and it feels a bit more intimate.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what I mean?
You can squeeze it in like more time spaces.
Oh, exactly. Imagine I need to go grocery shopping and I just go pick somebody up.
and just chat for a bit.
Just start chatting.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how they get home, but...
That's for them to sort out, eh? It's not your problem.
Yeah,
Oh, fair
guess
enough.
what I'm calling it?
What are you calling it?
Gas money.
Huh?
Gas money.
Gas money.
Gas
Oh, am I
money.
paying you for this? Am I supposed to transfer you now? Take me back. It's alright.
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go back to your YouTube channel anytime soon?
Maybe. I'm thinking of like, because you know how like on my Insta and stuff, I'll like post like things and like
Yeah.
have little like conversations and whatnot.
Yeah.
People always like, you should have a podcast.
You really should.
And
You're a good speaker.
I think I'm alright, I guess, but I think I will.
It's a certain thing. Like to be a conversationalist is a certain thing. Like there's not a lot of people who can hold a conversation that well. Like either one person will just always be leading it.
Yeah.
Like people that can talk to people, like that's different. But to lead conversation is so different.
Yeah, it's like that facilitating aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's a bit different, like giving someone the space to like chat about stuff.
Exactly.
That is true. But yeah, so I do want to do it in future. And like I got heaps of like notes and stuff about like how I'm gonna do it.
No way.
Yeah, no. I thought about
What
it a
type
lot.
of thing would you do?
Let me open the notes, man.
Oh my yeah, let me get into it. If he starts a show, look who got him into it, alright?
Oh wow.
I want my thank you.
I've been thinking about this.
I want my thank you when he hits his fame.
Fame, wow. But yeah, like I got like Insta questions and stuff that I can throw up on Insta anyway. And then potential podcast series.
What?
So like
he's got a full thing ready.
Yeah, it's here. I don't
have
want to
this
say
much
it.
planned for any of my shit.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to steal it.
Obviously.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can't. Yeah, don't
I got
copyright
a few ideas here. Like one to do with like obviously people love the financial stuff because everyone's trying to make money.
Yeah.
So one that's to do with that, but not from my perspective because who am I? I'm like I don't really know stuff. So I'll talk to people who are actually like qualified to talk about those kind of things.
Yes. I like that.
There's one series to do with like I'm gonna call it. Should I give the name? Maybe should I hold off? Because it's gonna be a while before I do it, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't put the name out.
But what it's about essentially is, for me personally, I like to. I always want to learn about stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot to learn from older people. But when we're young, we feel like nah, they don't know anything about stuff. Yeah. And so I want to sit down and have conversations with specifically parents. And then also talk to them about like, because I think we forget that they were also kids and teenagers at one point as well. And they probably went through very similar stuff to what we do, just in a different time. Yeah. So like talk about that, about being a parent, raising kids. Do they want kids? Do they not want? Like just conversations about that. Just get to know like people a bit better.
Hearing that their parents said, "I actually didn't want kids."
Hey man, how that gets addressed afterwards is not my situation. You know what I mean? That's up to the discretion of the parents themselves. But yeah, like that kind of thing, and like a couple other like series, I guess you could call it, that I want to get into. But I want to really like clearly I've planned it out.
So this is you hosting, and you are sort of like the talk show host of it.
I guess you could say that. Yeah. That's for that one, anyways. And then I do want one where it's like either me and a consistent guest.
Yeah.
Like me and a co-host maybe.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't have to always be there.
Yeah.
Or like me and a guest, and like the guest will switch out every now and then, like the main one, I guess. But no, there's plenty of ideas. But I want it to start like, because everyone and their dog is making podcasts these days. So
I know.
I don't want to just make a podcast and just talk about anything like for no reason. Yeah. So I want it to have like a purpose, and then also just like have nice equipment and stuff set up. So it's gonna be a while before I get it started. But
I think equipment-wise, it can actually be really simple, and you can still get like good quality.
Yeah, for sure. Like I've been talking to like my cousin and stuff, and like he like reminded me that like you don't have to buy everything like first hand. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like you can get secondhand stuff like cameras and things like that.
And
People
you can
are always
also
selling
borrow.
things. You can borrow as well.
From if you know, that's the thing. Like if you know anyone else who's already doing a podcast, you could like just borrow their stuff or hire it. Whatever. When you just want to do yours until you get like full time.
Yeah, but for now, I'll take it easy. I don't want to rush anything at the moment.
But it sounds like you've got something really good on your hands. But the hard thing is, you know, when people always say, oh, you know, like, I'll wait till this and this, you know, do this. So the thing is, when you wait to do something that you've had in mind, by the time you go to do it, somebody else is already doing it.
Already tapped into
like,
that.
even sometimes you might think, oh, you know, this is the name of the show I'm going to use. Somebody out there is probably thinking around the same thing.
Similar-ish, yeah.
And then they'll start theirs. And then you're like, oh, fuck. Well.
And can you imagine how frustrating it would be if they did it and you know you can do it better?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
They half-assed it.
It's like
and then that ruins it for when you start.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, it's another one of those. Like, people don't take it seriously.
Nobody takes it seriously. Imagine.
You're right. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm actually a pretty open person, so I don't think it'd be a problem. But, like, I wonder, like, when you're in these conversations and stuff, like, how do you know, like, how much detail of the relationship do I give?
I know.
And, like, what's, like, off limits to say, like, on camera?
Because I always forget that, like, people are not always so open. Like, I'm such an open book, man. I'm such an open book. And I just think it's always so good because someone can always relate to something.
Yeah,
but then other people are like, oh, but that's just too much. You know, I've got my privacy. And of course.
Respect that.
Yeah, of course. So I'm really bad at knowing where to draw the line. Like,
with yourself, like, with your own, like.
No, with what I asked.
Oh,
with what I asked.
True.
I'm so bad to know where I should draw the line on my questions. That's why I guess Beers and Bants had so many like sex related questions or like relationships and stuff like that.
So you just threw it out there.
Just throw it out there. I mean, you could answer if you want to. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
And I guess that's like the positive of having like multiple people as well. Like
exactly.
If people don't want to answer, sure, like maybe like one or two can answer.
Yeah.
Like, the others can stay quiet.
Yeah. Because when you do a one-on-one thing, you've got to.
Yeah. Then you really got to know.
Because if they're like, look, this is all inappropriate, you're like, oh, never mind. Yeah. So, are you in a relationship, single? What's going on with you at the moment?
Very, very single. Extremely single.
Are you on the dating apps?
I've never been on a dating app.
Oh, no, shut the front door.
Only one time, and this is desperate times, guys, because this is like lockdown, like we're deep in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, bruh. And to be fair, I wasn't even on it to find anyone, anyways. I just had like a few friends who are always like, oh,
which one did you go on?
Tinder, basically.
Oh yeah.
And like I've already known the kind of people who are going to be on there, anyways. And should I say? I feel like I'm acting like a terrible person, but
why?
I'll say it anyways. So you'll see. So essentially, I got the app just for the lols. Yeah. And I made like I'm outing myself now, but anyways, I made a different name. I used my pictures, but I was like, I don't want people to like really know who I am. If the conversation is that good, then hey, like
actually,
like, as a joke, like hey, by the way, like that's like my actual name, like da da da. I think the name I picked was Marcel. Like I was like, let me get fancy with it, you know what I mean? But yeah. So, anyways, I made it, and then I started like just swiping. I'm at home. I got heaps of time. Yeah. So I'm swiping, and I did not find anything that I was like remotely interested in. And I was like, bro, this is like, I kid you not, Seb, I was there for like 2 hours swiping. It got to the point where I was like, if I see like, and not that I'm someone who's like, I only date black girls or something like that. Yeah. But I was like, okay, this is what I'm familiar with. Yeah. Any black girl I see, I'm giving it a yes. Oh, just because you're black. Yeah, just because I was like, I need something. And it got to the point where like, I think by the end of it, I had like three yeses, and then I wasn't on for long enough, so I don't know if the other ones matched or not. Yeah. But I think like 20 minutes later, I got a match, started a conversation, and then like I told my mate, I was like, yo, like I'm talking to someone, this is kind of cool. Yeah. And like, oh, we know her, da, da, da. And I was like, okay, that's this.
Really? No, why? Just because they know her?
Well, because it depends on. Like it's how they know her, and like.
Oh, do they know her like that? Like we know her now?
I don't.
Like we've seen her inside.
I'm not fully sure, but what really like made me be like, okay, I'm off this. So one of my mates hit me up on Instagram, and he's like, hey bro, is this you? This is a guy. Yeah. And I'm like, I know when I set it up, I put like my preference as women.
Okay.
So how is he seeing this? Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that because it's not really like I don't care anyways.
Yeah.
He's like, hey bro, like is this you?
Interesting.
And I was like, right, bro, that's wild. I must be getting catfish. This is crazy. I was like, thanks for telling me, man. It's all good. Deleted immediately, man. Immediately, I said I'm not getting in the app again. I don't know. Like I feel like, and some people have like really good success with like dating apps and stuff. But I guess for me, for what I want, I'm more someone who's, first of all, I'm not good at talking like that on like online. Like I can make friends really easily. I can get into conversation about other stuff. But like in terms of like the flirting and stuff, if I don't have some kind of idea of who you are, like what you're like, and like the way you like conversate, then it's really hard for me to like just go off the bat, just like straight up like you look good. Like I don't have pickup lines like that.
It's hard to know how to flirt depending on what the person is.
And also like with like I guess with like social media, just ramps that up to a whole new level, and like the movies we watch and things like that. Like it shocks me, I guess, because I never really grew up watching movies like Disney or any movies so much, really. So I didn't really get that kind of influence like growing up. So that's never really been a point of reference for relationships or like how to interact with,
expectations.
You know, like how to interact with people I'm interested in. But like I feel like it shocks me how many people like will be like, oh, like this relation, like my goal is to have a relationship like this, and it's from a movie. And like, okay, some people are joking, but some people are serious.
They're dead serious.
And I'm like, this is Hollywood, you know, like this is not even close to like how like a real relationship actually works. And because I think also like because some people have some kind of like view that might not be quite all the way there. I'm very quick to be like, if that's how you see things, I don't really want to get involved, because then we have to now sort out a lot of stuff. You know, with the expectations and whatnot. And that kind of thing. So I don't know. That's why I guess that's why I am so picky, because I'm very like, I think I'm very set in my ways. I'm my dad's son, bro. Like,
what is your like top 3 things that she must have or must do? You to be like, okay, that's the one.
Top 3. All right. This is tricky. I'll group this into one, I guess. The main thing for me to consider someone like as a potential partner is, do we have the same values and principles? Okay. So like, pretty much like, and because I've had a lot of conversations with like my other friends and stuff, or in relationships or like entanglements, whatever. and like they'll get into situations they're like, I don't like the way this person does this, or like, and I always ask them like, is this something you can compromise on, or is it like, is this actually something that's like something you really need to like, you have to stick with? And then like often enough it's like, nah, like this is like part of like what makes me me, like I need this to work. And I feel like a lot of that kind of stuff stems from getting with someone who doesn't line up. You know what I mean? I guess in terms of values and stuff. Like for me, I have a Christian background. And even though I'm not as devout as I once was. But the principles of like most like life principles and stuff that I get come from that anyways, and it served me well so far. So that kind of thing, like I know if I was to get with someone who didn't see things the same way, it might be cool for the honeymoon phase.
Does your girl need to be like Christian? Could you get with like an atheist?
I don't want to use the word need, but then if I think about it, it might be a need though. Because like, for example, like if I can kind of relate it over to something else, which is not as deep, I guess. Oh, I guess it is deep, I guess, for some people as well. Like for race, right? Where I'm open to dating someone outside my race. That's totally cool. But because there are cultural differences, there's gonna be like, there's an understanding gap that needs to kind of be met. You know what I mean? And so, am I willing to first of all put in the effort to help them reach that understanding?
Have you dated someone outside your race before?
Not race, no. I've only been one girl, and she's Nigerian.
But you even dated. Doesn't mean that you were in a relationship. Just dated.
No.
Got like, we're in even like a talking stage.
No.
Oh wow.
The time that I actually like started trying stuff, I was the most shy person ever. I could not chat to a girl for my life. Like,
really?
It's funny because all my friends, my whole life from primary, even like I remember kindergarten, like one of my really good mates, all the way through have always been girls. But like in terms of like love interests, I just have, I don't know if I had no game, or I didn't believe my own source. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think I had that in me. So like only up until I came back to New Zealand actually, so in 2019.
Yeah.
Then I really started to like try like just be me and like, you know, kind of grow into myself a bit. And then after that, that's kind of when like the attention I received changed a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of nice.
Okay.
I can live with this. I can live with this. So
slide into my DM.
Yeah, and by that point, like that's when I don't know, I just had like this epiphany of like, wow, black girls are beautiful, you know? Because like growing up in New Zealand.
You didn't know that?
Well, no, because growing up in New Zealand. I'm sorry.
You didn't know that?
But growing up in New Zealand, like a lot of like when you go to school and stuff, that's at least the same areas where I'm like primary school. Like, we had the Brunei community, so like we were all like homies, family kind of thing. Like once you get to like intermediate and onwards, and you start to like actually look at girls differently. It was all like the majority were white girls.
Oh yeah.
And so like that's kind of just like familiarity. That's what you're interested in.
Yeah.
And only when I moved to Oz, like later in school, and like in Melbourne, there's a lot more black people. I was like, yo, why haven't I seen them like this before? Like this is interesting. And then like as time progressed, I was like, these guys are amazing. And like also the banter is just different. You know what I mean? Like the laughs and like the things you can joke about. Like there's just something different about it. And so like I kind of reached that point, and that's when like after that was when I was like starting to kind of talk to girls. Well, not I wouldn't say girls. Like just every now and then I talk to someone, and then you know it was just happened to be a black person every time. So we're gonna have a food review today, guys.
Yeah, true. Like
if this doesn't go well,
I was gonna get KFC, and then you told me to try Texas chicken.
Try. Just to try.
Because I don't believe.
If you don't see me back in this car, guys, it was bad food.
I don't believe in it, but we'll see. But no, I'm not gonna write this off.
See? We're doing okay.
550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.